Today we'll be focusing on the Marco 5, which is the brand new SMG available at tier 15 within the Battle Pass. And the number one thing people want to know is, where does it sit in terms of TTK? And with the Marco, we have 4 different combinations that we have here. We have the base Marco 5, and that's with the standard fire rate, but using the 64 round mag. And then we have that version in Akimbo, which is available on this gun as the first weapon proficiency. We also have the full rapid, so that includes full rapid barrel, full rapid muzzle, and then whatever the other attachments are. And they've simplified it for us with these newer weapons where we're not getting as many damage modifying or anything like that. So it keeps it super simple in terms of looking at the TTK. The main thing we're looking at here is this first damage drop off is right around 11 meters for the single one, not the Akimbo. And what we can see right here is without using the rapid barrel and rapid muzzle, the TTK is nothing special. You need 4 out of the 8 shots to the chest and maybe a headshot in the mix to get the 633 TTK, which isn't crazy fast, but it's very competitive. When you start stacking the other attachments, we get that down to 612 with that same shot combination. If you manage to get 3 neck shots and 3 head combined somewhere in the mix there with a couple chest shots, you will get a 459 TTK. That one's probably going to be super rare. More than likely what you're going to be seeing is the 536 or 612 TTKs, which is dramatically faster with those, depending on your skill level, how often you're going to be able to hit the shots. When it comes to the Akimbo version, I had an opportunity to try this one out, and it's not broken by any means, even though theoretically it has a very good TTK. The problem that assumes you're hitting all your shots, and with the randomness of hipfire spread, even though the hipfire spread is fairly tight, you're going to end up with scenarios where you probably lose a gunfight that you would have just won aim down sight with another gun. So there's a few different options when you unlock this weapon, what you're going to run. There's not really bad builds, I would say. It's just as long as you're able to hit your shots. I would probably go with the recoil booster, which would allow us to run subsonic. Luckily, those aren't incredibly high levels, so you should get those rather easily. The magazine, you could pretty much go with any of these magazines depending on comfort. 64, which helps your recoil control, makes it super easy, gives you that hip fire accuracy, and then it's going to hurt all those other things to make the weapon a little bit slower. So I would probably lean with the 48 round unless you're like in solo, because the damage per mag on this thing is fairly good. So I would probably go with the 48 round. Keep it simple. You could do the other one probably for the Akimbo build, which we'll talk about, but that allows you to go there. And then we have a brand new attachment that is kind of broken right now, and it got buffed, unintentionally buffed. And what I mean by that is it was supposed to give it a slight buff, and they probably put an extra 0 in there because it's cranked right now. And any SMG build should have the tape grip. It doesn't have any of the cons, but it also has all these movement speed, sprint to fire speed, weapon swap speed, which is basically amped, and then it also has aiming stability, and the weapon swap speed is only half of it. But the movement speed is cracked right now. It was supposed to be only like a minor difference, and now it's like you move way too fast. If you feel like you can't control the recoil, hand stop is probably gonna be the way to go because it's gonna help with the recoil, just not a hip fire build. Then we got the Mark 6 skeletal, which would be for the aim down sight and movement and allow you to compete, especially if you're using the heavier mag. You can go that route. Perk, we can go ahead and go with momentum. That'll give us speed after a kill, and then that'll stack with the perks we just saw. And then we can go ahead and run quick, which will work with the sprint speed or fully loaded, or even on hand if you want a little bit faster aim down sight. When it came to making this thing laser while still giving it a good aim down sight, I went with this Perfetto Esada. Especially with how broken taped is right now, you're offsetting that movement speed, so then you're good to go. And if you want to run an optic, you're more than welcome to. The iron sights are fairly clean. And then for the barrel, you either go with the laser beam, which is the Emerito one. This one will not move. You're going to be able to hit your shots. Obviously, you're going to get better bullet velocity, so the hit reg is going to be better, but you're not going to have the optimal TTK. So I would experiment with this and the bottom one to see which one you like better. Obviously, the fire rate one comes with a bunch of cons, but those can definitely be worth it if you're still able to hit your shots. So it really comes down to preference. I feel like this one will be the most accurate and gives you a little bit of that extra range where you can shoot people at like 50 meters and still be accurate with an SMG. Everything has to change because we're focusing on hip fire. We're going to run Pime Tar grip. We're going to actually put on a little bit of a higher optic because that'll allow us to get that recoil. Since we're only focused on the middle of the screen, that's going to help with the recoil reduction. We're going to go everything hip fire. You can go with the 60 round if you want to work on that, but pretty much they're all straightforward. You don't want to run this Kurz 36 rounds because that will hurt your hip fire accuracy. And then this one, you can actually go to the bottom, get fire rate, even though it does hurt your hip fire accuracy. You can go that route, or you could just stick with this route since it's going to help pretty much everything else. You can use this custom, and that'll help with the recoil accuracy as well. So you're going to have that built in. You're going to have that accuracy. Like I said, you're going to be able to use it that way. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.